What is incorrectly perceived as a sign of intelligence? I was surprised when I learned that knowledge isn't necessarily correlated to intelligence. I met a lifelong academic who knew damn near everything about a topic, but just the facts. It's like she was a walking encyclopedia, could cough up any info about her field, but she couldn't really process it that well, or draw conclusions, or apply it to a different topic. It's hard to explain. She had a nice 2TB SSD drive full of info in her head, but she had a substandard CPU. Since then I've met several people like that. All academics, but I'm not sure that has anything to do with it. Silence. I've been told so many times that I'm thoughtful and a deep thinker, but really I can't figure out what to say lol. My girlfriend thinks my silence is me thinking hard or letting her sort her emotions out, but it's really me trying to think of anything to say, but I'm a dumbass. Better to remain silent and be thoughtful than say something and remove all doubt. Even better if they think you're smart lol. Wealth. Edit. Thank you for the gold and silver. I'm so rich. Therefore I'm smart. SMRT smart. Dude, we see stupid people in the news all the time that have more money and assets than we'll ever see. Millionaire influencer makes me lose faith in so much. Being in charge. Always maintain a healthy skepticism for anyone claiming to be authority, at least till they prove themselves capable. If someone's in an authoritative position, it should be others that praise them and say how good they are, not themselves. I'm living in China right now and everyone keeps calling me intelligent as I'm bald and left-handed. Left-handed, check. Now if I shave my head will I become smart? Only if you move to China as well. Being labeled gifted at a young age. Teens having basic adult understanding become geniuses to their parents. Using big words or complicated language when trying to explain something or talking about a difficult subject. The smartest people can actually make it sound simple. I had a history and civ teacher have us teach a mock lesson as a final grade, because if you truly understand something you can help someone else understand it. Real talk though, the absolute best way to learn a topic is to teach it to someone else. Being Asian. Community had a funny play on this. Hey math club, I'm Asian. You Asian? That's pretty racist man. That wasn't a no. Arrogance portrayed as confidence. A truly intelligent person knows that there's things they don't know and keeps trying to learn. An idiot refuses to acknowledge that there's anything they don't know and fears doing anything that might prove it. If you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. I'll remember this when I lie alone in bed tonight. Having money. I know someone who is fairly wealthy. He has worked with several billionaires and other wealthy people. He told me that luck is a much more important factor than people realize. Of course some people work hard, but most are just exceptionally lucky. Also, 9/10 times they are ***HOLES. There's a lot of research that supports his claim. The actual trait that tracks with wealth the closest is charisma. Edit. To clarify how statistics work, being charismatic doesn't mean you will be wealthy. Being wealthy doesn't mean you are charismatic. But if you could pick one skill to increase your chance of being wealthy, studies indicate it's probably charisma. Strong opinions, held with confidence. 80% of podcasts just screamed out in unison. Yeah, 80% sounds like about the right number, maybe even 85%. I can confidently say it's 91.34%. Solving a Rubik's Cube. True, I learned how to do it quite fast once I looked on Google. It's just consistent practice until you memorize it. My patience doesn't lie. Cornering people in arguments with bullying tactics and acting like it means they won. We have a word for that in Swedish, härskartekniker. There's not really a direct translation. It basically means commanding techniques, although with a much more negative tone. Being emotionally stunted. High IQ does not equal low EQ. You can be a dick and stupid, and you can be smart and charismatic. It's not one or the other. I think a lot of people believe in the myth of natural justice/karma. They think if someone is smart they must be lacking in other areas, sort of like if everyone is a character with a fixed amount of base stats that can just be allocated differently from person to person. The reality is that smart people are also often very well spoken, confident, wealthy, and attractive. And dumb people don't get free points in these areas either. In real life, we roll for stats. Unfortunately, we don't get to use the standard array or point by. Having an opinion on literally everything. Especially having the need to share the opinions with everyone they encounter. One of my biggest pet peeves. And on the flip side, immediate respect goes out to anyone who is able to say they don't know enough about the topic to have a solid opinion. I once had a discussion approaching argument with a guy. It was leaning very much towards argument until I happened to mention that my lack of personal experience on the topic meant that I couldn't answer all of his questions fully. He was asking in sincerity. He immediately replied that my admission of ignorance made him respect my opinion more. That made me respect him more. It's that mutual respect that enables us to hear each other out when debating the many issues we tend to disagree on. And thank God, because he's smart AF and could probably destroy me if we threw civility out the window. Being able to memorize. Having a good memory is definitely helpful and often shows intelligence, but just being able to spout facts does not mean you understand them or can think about things critically. This is genuinely infuriating. I'm an engineer and have a lot of colleagues that can dance circles around me with formulas and definitions, but can't design their way out of a cardboard box. I look like an idiot because I can never remember the correct terminology for things because it isn't used colloquially, and I have to Google conversions. It honestly takes both kinds, but the people who can shit random facts tend to be perceived as smarter, typically. Glasses. Edit. Thank you for my first gold on my cake day. It's actually a sad story, but the Khmer Rouge murdered a number of people with glasses in Cambodia because they perceive them as intellectuals. And intellectual under Pol Pot meant being able to read, which, apparently, was a huge threat to his agrarian regime. Having technical knowledge. Learning something that society arbitrarily deemed a smart people topic doesn't make you smarter than learning something that hasn't arbitrarily been deemed a smart people topic. My ability to build a computer is child's play compared to someone's ability to build an engine. But since it is smart people technical stuff and mechanic is greasy blue collar stuff, I'm automatically smarter. But faux here with that. If I know a lot about space and you know a lot about Mac, I'm smart and you're not. Even though my knowledge has no practical use and yours does. Never made sense to me. The use of big words. You know the ones. I was roused in the pre-dawn hours, a time I usually set aside for self-pontification, by the voluminous caterwauling of my quad-appendaged feline domicile companion. No you Jimp, the cat woke you up. Edit. Lol, I'm cracking the fuck up at the chain of answers in this. You'll be crazy, and I love it. But that's still more intelligent than the people who use big words and have no idea what they are saying. I have woken from my dreamscape before the dawn as my canine meowing companion has asked for its daily seculars of tuna. Americans often attribute Brits who speak in English accents as smart, but minorities who speak in other accents and speak multiple languages as not as smart. Brits who speak in certain accents. There's a lot of prejudice about accents. A Brummie and someone from the home counties sound very different and are often received very differently. Thanks to these TV shows, they think that a person with memory to recall everything is an intelligent person. Edit. I do agree that intelligent people need good memory, but the reverse isn't true. I've seen people regurgitate everything they learn from books in exams, but cannot comprehend a problem which uses the principles that they memorized. To be fair, so do schools. The end. Thanks for watching.